To see everybody this morning. What a beautiful day is here in the neighborhood. And speaking of neighborhoods, this morning we have our special guest is Gordon Lustig, and he is our neighbor. He's the music director at Congregation Beth Shalom, and he's on Lynn this morning. So he's going to open us up with some music this morning. So, little Ray Stevens.
One of his more serious numbers.
Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. There is none so blind as he who will not see. We must not close our minds, we must let our thoughts be free. For every hour that passes by, you know the world gets a little bit older. It's time to realize that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find the way. We shouldn't care about the length of his hair or the color of their skin. Don't worry about what shows from without or the love that lies within. We're gonna get it all together now. Everything's gonna work out just fine. Just take a little time to look on the good side, my friend, and straighten it out in your mind. Here we go. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way, under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. Let's try one more time. No guitar, here we go. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way, under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way.
Thank you, Gordon. Great song, great song. So I look out, everyone here is beautiful too. That's great. Great seeing you all. I'm Reverend Jay. I'm the spiritual director here, and so good to have everybody here in community. Welcome everybody online. If this happens to be your first time here, a special welcome to you. We'll do acknowledgement of you later in the service, but now just sit back and enjoy this wonderful community that we have together. So we'd like to begin each service with our vision and mission statement. This tree's kind of in the way here, but I'll figure it out here. So we read together. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So good to affirm that today, that this is the vision and mission which we are committed to, that we are actualizing in everything we do, everything we say, and everything we are being. So thank you for being a part of that. So a few announcements before we begin the regular part of our service. First of all, looking a lot like Christmas today, right? So thank you everybody who participated. Not everybody's in the picture here, but we are grateful for everyone who participated in this. If you were part of the decorating team, could you please stand up so we can give you a round of applause? Thank you, thank you, thank you. There were people on ladders here and moving all around and hammering and screwing things in, so it was great to be a part of that. Also, Mary was back doing trees back there, and I'll talk about those in a minute. Jean Mohorovich does the arrangements. It's out in the lobby, so just a team of people. I so appreciate that because it looks beautiful in here, all lit up. So. And then also something new and amazing happened in this community. We have the newest member of our community. It took 9 months of waiting for this new member to arrive. And we have Don Pinkney's new baby named Eamon Angelo Pinkney. Born on December 3rd at 1:26 p.m. for all those people who know about timing and things. 7 pounds, 6 ounces. And also good to know that as most babies lose a little weight after birth, but all of that is back now. So he is healthy, Don is healthy, they're back home now, and everybody is happy. So it's a big congratulations for Don and for us too, a newest member. So then I want to tell you about the trees. These little trees right here. There are 30 of these, or at least last time I counted, they might have already sold, but they were decorated yesterday as a fundraiser for our teens to go to camp. So we appreciate you buying one. They're beautiful. They're all decorated differently. And if you are interested in looking at them, go back to the office after the service because there were 30 of them. We couldn't bring them all out, but this is an example of one. But they're all unique. $30, or if you want to donate more, we'd appreciate that. But the idea is you get something out of it, but also it helps the teens go to camp for the winter camp, that is, so which is in middle of January. So thank you for considering that. It could also be a present for someone. Doesn't have to go into your own home, but we would appreciate you supporting that. Or buy two, one for yourself, one for somebody else. And then I want to let you know, these are live trees, Jay. Yes. Yes, living trees, and in fact, you can plant them. They're not full-size pine trees. They're miniature pine trees, so they won't grow probably more than 5 or 6 feet. But that would be, next year you can grow it for a couple years and cut it down for the tree inside, right? But yes, thank you for being a part of that. So I want to let you know a few dates coming up because there are a lot. We were kind of had a lull, but after Thanksgiving, not much going on, but now it's going to really kick up. So next Sunday, it's going to be a fun Sunday we have here. The incredible lightness of being is the theme, and talking about the lightness that we can be about in the being part of that light. And then on the 19th Thursday of next, so a week from this Thursday, we have the winter solstice celebration. Now, if you don't know much about the solstice celebration, or you kind of hear it as something, oh yeah, the days start getting longer. But it's really a very ancient rituals that the Druids and the indigenous people in North America and South America, Central America, they participated in because it meant so much to them to know the sun was going to become the days longer, but also they treated it as if the sun died on solstice and was reborn. And so with this kind of rituals, we can replicate some of these rituals or add our new ones that we do, more modern rituals, and go through the process of letting things go, letting things die that no longer serve us, and let them be renewed in us, the ones that we do want to expand and add more of in our lives. So it's a great way to ritualize that with a spiral and flash papers and different things like that. So it's a good. So please join us 7 o'clock on the 19th. And then the following Sunday, we're having, that's the closest Sunday to Christmas, so we're calling it a very Merry Christmas. And Shauna Marshall, who's our practitioner today, and her son will be here, and they will lead you in Christmas carols. All those carols that we usually don't sing, but they're kind of fun just to get them out of our system and have fun with them. And we'll have karaoke notes on the screen. You can sing along with them, so that'll be a fun day. And then that same day at 12:30, so right after our service, is usually the Spanish-speaking service, and it is the Spanish-speaking service, but they are doing a candlelighting service. So the English language one is on Monday, but the Spanish one is on Sunday. Martha, why don't you come up here for a minute? I know we didn't plan this, but I'm going to have you come up here anyway. So Martha is part of this group. I don't know how this is going to reach. Let's see if that. And so they're going to be doing this. And so why don't you just say a little bit about the service?
The service is going to be very similar about this, like we do in English, but it's going to be in Spanish. And it's also, we're going to have something beautiful. It's going to be like a visioning in between. So we can have that lighting, candle the lighting after. And it's going to be a beautiful thing, and you guys all invited. So
Yeah,
feel
that's
free
great.
to come.
That's great. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you.
Can you hold on to that for a minute? And what it'll also be streamed on YouTube, and I will give you instructions I'll send out on our weekly email how to get an English translation to it so you can watch it from home and get the English translation for it in real time. So that's kind of fun. There's a way to do that on YouTube that we haven't mastered here. We want to master it here in the room, but we haven't done that yet. So that'll be fun. And thank you, Martha, and your team for that. And also there's flyers at the table out there. So if you know somebody who is bilingual or their primary language is Spanish, pass it on to them. Let them know about this. They can come live here in person or watch it on YouTube, and that'll be really fun for them as well. And then on Monday night is this is the solstice. We have our own candle lighting on Monday the 23rd at 7 p.m. I would encourage you, if you want to be a part of this, to come early, just like 10 or 15 minutes early, because of parking as well as seating here, and that'll give us a chance to do that. This is an annual service that the practitioners create. We're going to have inspirational music with Calvin Johnson, and then each of the practitioners will offer inspirational messages themselves, and then we'll have a personal candle lighting. So you'll be in your seats, and the light will be passed, and we'll talk about the metaphor of being the light out in the world. So it's a beautiful service, and I hope you're able to attend that, 7 p.m. on Monday the 23rd. And then we usually do it on the 23rd instead of the Christmas Eve. Then you have the 24th and 25th for your family and friends. And then we'll come back on the following Sunday on the 29th to ring in the new year with a burning bowl and white stones, the kind of things we've been doing the last few years. And that's a great way. So all of these, from the 19th through the 29th, and even to the 31st, I'll talk about, are ways to bring in the new year, to let go of the old and bring in the new, and make 2025 an intentional year for you, creating what you want to. On the 31st is our World Peace Meditation. Shauna, once again, is doing that with Reverend Georgia Davis back there, and they're going to have a meditation that morning. I know it's at 4 a.m., and that's early, but the part of that is that intention, because that's a time when everybody meditates at the same time across the globe. So I hope you can be a part of that as well. A couple other little things is we're encouraging people to, if you have an abundance this year, you've had a good year, to give from that abundance to the number of nonprofits that both Napa Can Do. The guide offers a number, including Pro Inclusion Napa, that's in there as part of Napa Can Do, the Give Guide, and also to this center. We appreciate any giving you do that you could support us. It's been a challenging year this year with a renter that we had to evict, so we're a little bit under for the end of the year. We'll be okay, but if you could help us, we would sure appreciate that. And then tonight is the cabaret at the Center for Spiritual Living in Winters, where Peggy Gravendal is. If you're interested in that, it's at 8 o'clock. No, it's at, what time is it at? 6 o'clock tonight in Winters. It's a drive, but I think you'll be delighted by how warm and wonderful that community is if you go. And next Sunday is our Green Bag Sunday, December 15th. And if you have any questions about it, just look for green, right? I don't know if that was intentional or not, but fitting today. So, yeah, that's true. There's green bags out there. If you want to, if you don't have one, please pick one up, fill it with non-perishables, and bring it back this week or on Sunday, and then we take it to the food bank. That's another way to share our abundance with those who are less fortunate and time to do that. So. We appreciate all of you being here, and we want to let you know that if you have any reason for prayers, for requests, you can stay after the service to meet with practitioners to have a one-on-one short affirmative prayer, or you can fill out prayer requests online or in the lobby, and the practitioners and I will be praying on them through the week and beyond. So thank you for allowing us to fulfill our vision to pray for others and to create shifts in our own lives and the shifts in your life. So thank you for being a part of that. Advent is a traditional time that's been, I don't know, hundreds of years they've been done Advent candles. But in the early 1900s, a man named Charles Fillmore, who started Unity Church, reframed Advent to be a more spiritual, a broader, universal context. And what he talked about is that the light that is represented in the Advent is the universal light on all faiths, not just Christianity. And to represent that through this way, we like to do that, to call out divine qualities that are that are inherent in the divine that's within each of us, and we can name them with each candle. We also add to this tradition because the winter solstice is upon us, and the Druids and Celtics and all the Native Americans, indigenous people of all the Americas, that this was an important time of the year. And so we include the directions along with this. So the first candle we lit last week was the prophecy candle, or the representing wisdom, and it's in the east. The east is where new beginnings are and vision. And so it's important to remember this a time of the year to vision and to open up to new ways of doing things. Today we light the candle in the south, which is often called the Bethlehem candle. The south is a place of journeys, represent the times in our lives which we have had to persevere to get through to something, to get beyond something, to let something go. Perhaps it's a grief we've held for a while, and it's a journey, and yet we know we're not alone in that Spirit is with us. And it's Bethlehem candle traditionally because of the journey Mary and Joseph took to Bethlehem. But it's also the journey the Maccabees in the story of Hanukkah persevered for 8 days while they rededicated that temple. The journey that anybody's been on, Muhammad in his journey back to his homeland Mecca, that each of us have had for different reasons, that we've journeyed, and what we know in our journey, we are not alone. The Spirit guides us. And so this, with the wisdom of the prophecies of the East, and we know we are with Spirit, guided, uplifted, protected by love in our journey, whatever that journey is for you. And we know that in this Sunday with the Bethlehem candle. So now we spend this time as we hold this and take this into this time of prayer and reflection, opening with a song by Gordon.
Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
just relax into that Amen, that glorious presence that we all came here today to feel, and letting go of any outside distractions. Let's take a deep, deep breath and just release it all. Let it go. And allow for Spirit to move through you, to breathe your lungs, beat your heart, all the things that it already does without anything on your part that you have to do. Just allow the presence of Spirit to move through you now. And enjoy this wonderful sacred time with this beautiful music on this gloriously sunny day. And let there be light. I was really excited to have Gordon here today. And when Reverend Jay handed me the mic when I was sitting there, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wing it. Because it's been a week of winging it. And last Sunday, I started the process with my friend Dawn in her birth, and I was a part of that journey, and I spent a lot of time driving back and forth. And, you know, when it comes to birth plans, things don't really always ever go according to plan. So we just went with it, and I know that's her story to tell, but my part of it is just in the allowing. I set my intention to be there and be present, and to allow for Spirit to move through me and be there for her. And that's what I tried to do as both a practitioner and a friend. And also working with Gordon to bring this music today. I was reminded of the first time that I met Gordon when I had to wing it. You might not even remember this. 2006, my band had just broken up, and I was devastated. But my girlfriend said, there's this really great place called Jessel's where you can go and sing. People just get up and sing, and it's very spontaneous. And of course, I was still sort of in my stage fright mode, but I went, and Jessel asked me to sing 2 songs, and I was prepared. And then she said, you have to sing 5 songs. So Gordon and I were huddled in the back, running through songs that I hadn't sung before or hadn't really practiced or rehearsed, and it was the beginning of what became a couple of years of just an amazing musical period in my life where, I wrote songs, I would bring songs in on napkins, and then I finally asked Gordon, who's this amazing producer, to help me write some music with some of my music. So I got to work with him, and, it was just such an integral part of the experience of me and my journey being here today. So having him here today is like, I don't know, icing on top of the cake, or maybe the cherry. Because, being able to work with amazing talent and being able to be in the presence of greatness and work with people who really are talented, but also take their work very seriously. It inspired me, it informed me, and it helped me to become the person that I am today. So, in this season of light, where we are called to shine brightly in this world, even when maybe the things outside of us aren't exactly going according to plan. Things aren't actually going the way that we envision them or would like them to go. Know that, Spirit's always got your back, and you can wing it a little. So that's my thought for today, my reflection for today, which is entirely different than the reflection I was going to give you. But we'll save that for another time. Thanks.
I've been been doing these, traveling around the country doing John Denver tribute shows, and with a guy who lives the life. I mean, when he's not on stage singing John Denver songs, he's singing John Denver songs. And after, there's often a really big band, and we end with calypso, a big, huge number, and then it's just really just him, and he does an encore, and it's this song, which really sums up John's philosophy of life, and it's one of the first John Denver songs that I had heard back in the 70s, early 70s. So you have it up there.
I've been lately thinking about my life's time, all the things I've done and how it's been. And I can't help believing in my own mind. I know I'm gonna hate to see it end. Seen a lot of sunshine, spent a night or two all on my own. I've known my lady's pleasures, had myself some friends, spent a time or two in my own home. I have to say it now, it's been a good life, all in all. It's really fine to have a chance hang around, lie there by the fire and watch the evening tire, while all my friends and my old lady sit and watch the sun go down, and talk of poems and prayers and promises and things that we believe in, how sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care, how long it's been since yesterday. And what about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share? The days, they pass so quickly now, nights are seldom long. Time around me whispers when it's cold. Changes somehow frighten me, still I have to smile. It turns me on to think of growing old. But oh, my life's been good to me, there's still so much to do, many things my mind has never known. Like to raise a family, like to sail away, and dance across the mountains on the moon. I have to say it now, it's been a good life, all in all. It's really fine to have a chance to lie there by the fire and watch the evening tire, while all my friends and my old lady sit and watch the sun go down. Talk of poems and prayers and promises, things that we believe in. How sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care, how long it's been since yesterday. What about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share?
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I just love that version of it you're doing because it's just so mellow, so calm today. So yeah. So you're welcome to have a seat over there. Yeah, that's so. It's so good to be here today, and just as we continue this theme about all is calm as all is bright. What I know is, in these long, dark nights we have, it's an opportunity for us to feel the calm and the peace, just like in meditation or reflection or quiet, that we're able to find peace. And so it is invited for us to do that. We think of the fall, like literally there's still leaves falling in this city because we have a late fall. But it's an invitation for us to let go, to release, to surrender. And then in the bareness of the trees that happens during the winter, the simplicity that we can simplify our lives just to feel and to be and to consider the deeper aspects of ourselves. Now the challenge, of course, this is December also, where shopping centers are busier and social gatherings are greater, and we're inviting you to more things than usual too. And I think it's important for us to choose that which serves our soul, that which invites us, and that we can be a part of something that is soul nurturing. Sometimes that's just sitting with a friend, sometimes it's a gathering, sometimes it's a particular kind of service or event. And how many people went to the parade last night? So we had, that's the kind of thing, well, that's one more thing to do, but the parade here is so fun. And there's other events that you might go to that nurture you, but it's something that you need to check in with yourself, what you're doing it for. Is it for someone else, or is it something for yourself? For your soul, not for your individualness, but your soul. And it's also a time when all is bright, the lights of the seasons in our neighborhoods, here at the center. And it's true of all faith traditions, whether this time it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Diwali or solstice or Kwanzaa or New Year's. It's all this theme of light. That's because in the darkness we find the light that is hope. That is faith, that is joy, that is wisdom, that's peace. And it's almost like the contrast of the dark and light bring us to this moment that we are aware of the light within inside of us, this inner light. And we sometimes have a resistance to that. If you want to call it an inner Scrooge, if you want to call it that. A bah humbug. Because we have all, in modern psychology and spirituality, say that we have many parts within ourselves, right? So we have an inner Scrooge and we have an inner Bob Cratchit too. And if you think of Wonderful Life, which is it's a reparroting of the Christmas Carol in a lot of ways, we have an inner Mr. Potter and we have an inner George Bailey, right? And we are aware of these contrasts, but we also have an overriding spiritual beingness, our higher self, that can observe the differences and not be too given the power to our Mr. Potters or our Scrooges. But also Bob Cratchit and George Bailey could be a little idealistic. That they both had to go through a process to learn and gain wisdom. And so that we open up and this higher self that we are guides us in that process. But we can notice sometimes an irritation. And to put a little lightness in that, the phrase bah humbug, I thought I'd have a few little questions here for you. So when we're irritated by somebody going on and on and on about something that's not that important, do you know what you call that? Blah, 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 humbug. Get it? See? Okay. Yeah, okay. Wait for the other ones here. If you are irritated by eating the same food every day, that's called bah humbugger. A sheep who's irritated this time of the year is a bah humbug. Yeah, I know, they're getting worse, not better. A choir member who has a cold and can't be part of the Christmas concert, that's a bah humming bug. See, it's a bug, a humming bug. That's also if you're irritated by tunes about Christmas carols that are stuck in your ear like an earworm. That would be a humming bug also. A bored percussionist is a bah humdrum. Humdrum, see, okay. Think about it later, you'll get it. And oh, you got it, you're just not laughing, okay. Somebody who is irritated by large gas-guzzling trucks is a bah hummer bug. Hummer bug, okay. There supposedly, I don't know if this really happened, but during the pandemic, in 2020, a criminal court of justice issued a satirical ruling that bah humbug is no longer just for Christmas. It could be used year-around. And while that may be true, 2020 was an odd year, and there was much sense to be grouchy about things, perhaps. I also think that we can take the bah hum out of our holidays, and instead of a humdinger of a joy bug that is infectious too, to be part of the joy, the love of the season, and allow our inner George Bailey or Bob Cratchit to be the hope and the love, and even if it seems like things aren't going the way we want, just continue to be that light. Now that's easier than done. This week our topic is Let There Be Light, and that's the idea that there is light that is within us. Buddha said to be a light unto ourselves and in ourselves. He went on to say, if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened, because we know this inner light is renewable at all times, and that's the beauty of this time of the year, that we can renew, we can let things go, and we can renew ourselves. He went on to say, happiness never decreases by it being shared. Now we know these candles, they burn down, that we need new candles, but the candle within us will never be incinerated, never be used up. In fact, I think it burns brighter the more we share it, the more we are aware of it, the more we connect with other people. So we just allow this light to arise within us, that to notice the contrast if we're dismayed by anything, if we're troubled by something. The other day I woke up and there was something in my eye, some sort of, I don't know if it was an eyelash or something, but my eye, I was trying to get it out, which of course made it more irritated. And I finally was able to get it out when I rinsed it. But what I noticed, my eye was irritated for most of the day, even after it was out. And then I was thinking about how I can be irritated sometimes, even when that situation is gone. And I stay irritated. And I'm wondering about if that's true for you too, that sometimes we can stay in that mood when it's gone and we can let it go. We can allow it to restore ourselves. So as we want to know, when we seek to brighten our inner light, to come back to our inner light, to renew this inner light within us, there's 3 things I want to share with you the way we do it. First of all, to rest and restore. And then to regroup ourselves. And finally, to renew yourself, to find this refocus in your life. So let's begin with this idea of rest and restore. What I love about all the trees this time of the year is there's a beauty in the simplicity of them. But it's also that the tree and nature's way during the winter is dormant. There's less sap flowing in the tree, and it rests because it's that time of the year. And this is an intuitive process for us, that it is a time for us to rest as well, to allow ourselves to just to be. And it doesn't mean isolation. as I mentioned before, you can be guided towards what is highest and best for your soul, for your beingness this time of year. But make sure there's still time for rest and restoration of your soul. Michelle and I went to go see Wicked. If you haven't seen it, it was great fun. There was nothing I had to think about. It was just, we love musicals, and it's just an amazing musical, a music that I knew already, and the dance scenes were just epic. You can't, I mean, it's on film, so there was no limit. There was not a stage size. They could just do anything, and it's quite beautiful. And so it was just for fun, and yet it also reminded me about some truth about giving up power and standing in our power. So there were some greater things. So we were so happy we had gone to do this. And we knew that there was something greater that was nurturing our soul at the same time, because it was so joy-filled. So choose that which is nurturing, and also choosing that which is resting and restoring you. So the next thing is to regroup. And regroup is about finding your center, finding your power. We know that intuition can come in from something you see, something you hear, something you feel in your body, something you know. So intuition comes in different ways. But the only way we're going to listen to that intuition is to take time to recenter, regroup, to restore. So the story, and you might know the story better than me, but the way I tell the story of Hanukkah is that the Maccabees reclaimed the temple after it had belonged to a different group of people, and they reclaimed it as theirs, reclaimed their power, reclaimed their truth. But when they came there was only a very little amount of oil that was the sacred oil, the blessed oil. And so they were in the process of getting more oil, but it took 8 days to do that. And so they used the oil they had. They didn't know how long it would last, and it lasted for 8 days until they could get more oil. And I think all of us can take from that story that the source of our light is not things that are external, not other people, but it's within us. And we can have the faith that it's going to be renewed, that it will last even when we are weary from the long journey that the Bethlehem candle reminds us. That journey can be one of a health challenge, or one of something you're trying to overcome, get past, to change habits, or work with restoring a relationship, healing a relationship, or a healing within ourselves. Or perhaps it's a loved one that we're caring for and hoping that they're continuing on a healing path as well, and how to care for them. Or being a friend to somebody as they give birth. That's a journey. I can't speak for myself. I'm going to be quick to say that. But, any time change happens, it takes time. And so the Maccabees were able to have the faith that their source is not the oil, but it's spirit that fuels them. And that is true for us too. So we can claim our power. A couple weeks ago I talked about David Hawkins, who did this work on power versus force. And force is meant to be just a reminder, external, and relies on fear, coercion, and manipulation, versus power comes from within, and it creates life, enlivens, furthers evolution, and makes things work. It is, as Ernest Holmes said, for something and against nothing. What we know is that the way of the lower power, that's the fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame, is a way that's run this world. It's in the news today about fear and tribalism and overtaking and thinking only that there's not enough power to go around, and so we seize power from someone else, and that's force. That's not power. And so we're aware of our own way of being. Now, what's interesting about this scale of consciousness, if you want to call it, that we can move up and down this way, and it is, there's nothing wrong with anything. So those areas that are the the fear and the apathy and the guilt and the shame have value as long as we're willing to feel it and then seek to move out of it. I mean, grief is very powerful, then it's very important to do. But what's important about all that is it's limiting. It's just it's not fully aware. Like if you're in grief, you're just focusing on your grief. You're not aware of much else beyond that. And it has great value to grieve when you need to grieve. And as you move up, the shift that happens from that is the curiosity, the willingness, the acceptance, the forgiveness, the trust, the gratitude, insight, understanding moves us into greater meaning, love, joy, and peace. And it's on this scale that moves up into the higher numbers. This is scientifically proven that this is a vibration that can be tested and measured. I was in a class one time teaching, and we were talking about this, and I just randomly happened to have 3 books with me. These 3 books were all written by Ernest Holmes. Same book. And I knew one of them was signed by Ernest Holmes, but I didn't know which one. That is original signature in there. So I asked a student to just move them around a little bit and set them out on a table. And there's a way of doing muscle testing. And I tested one. It was at 200, which is, around courage and neutrality. So it has words of wisdom in it. I tested the second book, 500. So that's up in this love and joy. Tested the other book, it was 200. I opened the one I tested for 500. There's his signature. So his signature was his imprinting on that book. His consciousness that was present in that book. And all of the great spiritual teachers, Jesus, Mohammed, Moses, even people like Ram Dass in more modern times, they're at those higher level of consciousness, but they're examples, not exceptions. That's a real important thing, because we can all rise to this level. One time I was at so before I came here to Napa, to this center, I was at a large mega church called Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado. And we had big speakers come in there, big things. It was then an auditorium of 1,500. It's a huge, huge place. And I was on staff there, and I was walking back. They have, green rooms and back hallways, just like big auditoriums do. And I was walking back behind there, and there's a group of people. I was on my way to do something, so I didn't really pay much attention. And suddenly there was this, wave of energy I passed. I go, what? Who? What is that? So I turn around, and it was nondescript, but I turned around and I recognized Michael Beckwith. I don't know who he is, but he's a renowned spiritual teacher at Agape International. He's average height, so he didn't stand out to me until I passed him, and just his energy was huge. And that's the calibration we're talking about. And I don't know, but I would say around the 540 calibration. David Hawkins thinks people like Jesus and Buddha were around 1,000. I don't know how he thinks that, but I haven't tested that. But but once again, these are examples, not exceptions. The Buddhists have a famous phrase about you don't worship the person pointing at the moon. You consider the moon. You appreciate and honor the teacher who points to the moon, but they're pointing to the moon for a reason. It's the moon. It's a reflection of light. It is the light. I am light, but all of you are light. We are all light. Let us do this together. And that's what goes forward with this idea of refocusing ourselves. To regroup, that we can regroup as a community and refocus that which we do, that which aligns to us, to create with us. It's Ernest Holmes, our founder, says, love is the central flame of the universe, the very fire itself. Love is the self-givingness of creation, the imparting of the divine through the human. This is the passion and purpose. Some of the Eastern philosophies believe that we shouldn't be emotional because it can lead to attachment and suffering, and yes, it does. And The love is what moves this world forward when we allow it to come through us. Now we want the higher realms of the vibration that we're talking about, not the tribalism love, not just love for our family or a few people, but love for everybody in order to create a world that works for everyone. During the solstice and other times we have a little song we sing, a little phrase we talk about. It says, what serves life will stand, what does not will fall. The power is in our hands. Love changes all. So what serves life, what we know, we affirm, it will stand, it will be strong, we know it. That Spirit is and will always be, and what doesn't not support life will fall. It will fall away like the leaves off a tree. The power's in our hands to know this consciousness, to be this vibration, and we know that it is love. It is love that changes all. And we can allow this to open us up in deeper ways, both individually and collectively, that we rest and restore so we have the capacity to be bright, to be light in this darkness. We regroup and remember who we are, that we are the light. And we refocus that we are the light and makes a difference in what we do in every way. Let us go to prayer. What I know in this moment, I know I am light. Affirm that to yourself, that I am light. Right in this moment. Bring that awareness to you. And I know that light is Spirit itself, moves and grooves through you as us. As you, as me, as us as a community. That we affirm this. We allow the darkness to remember, and we allow the light to inspire and transform. Because that is the nature of Spirit right here and right now. And I know that Spirit is this transformation within you, within us today. And so it is.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength we all need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. What is the memory that's valued so highly? We keep it alive in that flame. What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing justice would somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Here's how we end it. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Thank you, Gordon. Have fun. Have fun. Don't let the light go out. So there's a time in our service when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. If our ushers could come forward, please. What I know is that which you are giving to us, you will receive back in many ways the blessing. We appreciate you supporting our vision and mission in many ways, volunteering and also your financial support. So if you would take that which represents anything that you've given in the past, the present, or the future, and read the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
Sure. You know, I don't remember when it was. It was at least 7-8 years ago. But these two young girls, the Finkelstein girls, Tallulah and Ruby, they were about 6 and 8, and they had just been taken by the whole Be Kind movement that they had learned about when they were in New York, and they wanted to bring it here to Napa. And they got the buttons and everything, and they were going to do a big Be Kind event in Yountville or St. Helena, and they got the Ben and Jerry's guy, and they planned a whole day, and these two girls emceed the entire thing. But they wanted a theme song, and they basically commissioned me to write a song. Here, I'm going to move over a little bit. A Be Kind song. So that's what I did, and I set out to write a song that sounded like maybe it could be done on Sesame Street. You know, Kermit could sing it, but I never liked to write down to kids. So it's the words are something that they can grow into. So it's called Be Kind. The heart was conceived and designed to work with a clear, open mind. The task the heart was assigned is to be kind. It was originally written and played on a ukulele too, just to give that childhood quality. Kindness can circle and wind. It can't be contained or confined. It's just impartial and blind. So be kind. Be kind. It's easy as that. Be kind. It's where it's at. It's as human can be. Be kind. It's all you can do. Be kind. To be the best you. There's no need to be shy. There's an endless supply, and it's free. Kindness can be spoken or signed. It can mend hearts that are broken and maligned. In
Work with a clear, open mind. The task the heart was assigned is to be kind. The task the heart was assigned is to be kind. Thank you.
Great. We have a few more things to do before I let everybody else go. But Gordon, I'm going to ask you. You can go ahead and go because I know you have a. No. Let me. He has a previous engagement. I don't mean to be rude here. Yeah, we're finished with you. But you have a previous engagement that you need to get to. So, but let's give him a round of applause for everything he's been doing today. We'd love to have you back anytime. So.
Very moved by the whole service. I'm going to come home.
Okay. Well, this is a time in our service as he gets ready to leave. We also want to honor people who are here for the first time, either online or here in person. If you're willing to raise your hand, we have something special for you just to tell you a little bit about us and a way to ask if you have any questions. Anybody first time, raise your hand. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you being a part of this community. That we know that the best way we get new people here is word of mouth, and so bring friends, bring loved ones, let people know about us. It's the best thing we can do to get more people here, especially for the candlelight service. Please be a part of that. So we just bless anybody who's online and that's here in person. We raise our hands and speak of this affirmation. We bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. All right. Thanks, Gordon. Sure. What's next? Oh, yeah, we don't have any. So I know, I want to remind you, trees. So the trees are back in the office. Go take a look at them. See which one speaks to you. Find the one that brings you joy, right? Some sparkle there. So invite the practitioners to come up here. Know that there is prayer after this service. That you can be one-on-one, or you can also fill out prayer requests. But I think it's a gift to have our practitioners here to, when we forget things, they can remember things for us, basically. Or we don't know a way, they can remind us there is a way, and that way is Spirit. I can move this out of the way here. And Shauna is going to lead us in our closing song today, which is going to be a recap of the song that Gordon sang today. And I'll have the words up on the lyrics. But let's all... What? Well, you want to come over on this side? You can use his microphone if you want to.
Okay, talk about winging it. This is definitely not planned.
But first we're going to stand for the affirmation while you're looking at it. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. Okay. We can help you with this, right?
So we're going to do this a cappella, and we just sang it. So I think it's going to be.
I think we got it. Okay.